Oh, just starts. It works. It works, it works. Yo, what's up, Zynex? Is midnight there? Dang, that's rough. Well, go get some sleep. Nobody's forcing you to stay. The good thing is that I did it on YouTube, so I'm doing this on YouTube, so there will be a VOD, which is dope. That's like the one good thing about YouTube. Oh man, but how you feeling about those Dendro reactions, man? I got some things to say. I got some things to say about them Dendro reactions. Trying to find the new chart that somebody just made. Somebody made a chart recently with the new Dendro reactions. Can't seem to find it though. I think it's on Genshin official. Genshin official Reddit. There. You felt there was something unique about Hazel's delayed blast? Well, yeah, but that's for elemental fusion. Okay, now I gotta find this image. Burning, Catalyze, Bloom. Okay. I know this image does look like a slime. See what new. Hotel art. Somebody did a recreation of RKTSMs. Let me just take the top one. Yeah, Toma's not going to be bad because burning should be a thing. Like, quite a few of the characters that we deemed not so great should be doing better with burning. I still don't think, like, Hu Tao really needs it, but you never know until you see it in action. And it really just comes down to the player's preference, you know? Here we go. Is it bloom, burning, catalyze? And then we got our typical swirl and crystallize down here. It's changing, man. It's changing. I'm not muted. Yeah, I'm not muted. I'm surprised nobody made a new chart yet. I could have sworn I saw a chart yesterday on the Jeff's thing. Jeff had a stream where he got the chart. I need to see that chart because it was a really detailed chart. Yeah, Anemo is one of the fastest applicators because you can, but you need multiple enemies to do it. But once you have multiple enemies, it's insane because you can literally like just keep passing on the application between enemies. Dang it, man. I'm really trying to find this chart. It was a really, really nice chart. So Jeff had it on his thing. Let me see if I can find it on my phone and then I'll just pass it to my PC. Twitch. Honestly, I think Dendro with Electrocharge is gonna be actually very interesting due to the fact that Bloom creates those buds. And then you have and then you can still have Electro kind of turn the buds into like missiles. I think it's gonna be pretty dope just due to that fact because honestly I could see people doing like Electrocharge, you know, when the Electro and Hydro on enemies, you drop Dendro on them, boom, Catalyze happens and Bloom happens. Then when you finally switch back to your Electro character, you get the freaking Bud Missile, and we don't even know if that thing has its own application too. So it's gonna be really interesting. Now, what I really want to know is if you have Dendro with, well, actually, it would make sense because if you apply Hydro to yourself while you have Dendro and Pyro on yourself, you end burning, right? So if you have Hydro, Dendro, and Pyro on the same team, let's say you're doing like a Klee with Xingqiu and some Dendro character. So you do that while you're sitting there Klee vaporizing, you know, with Xingqiu or something. You're technically going to create blooms, but you're also going to be putting out the burning. So it seems a little bit counterproductive in itself, but that's going to have to be seen and tested. Okay, perfect. Where do you get this link? I need that. What, too dank? You can't imagine? Man, Dendro plus Electrocharge is probably going to be super dope. The problem is that we still don't know officially what Catalyze does for a character, or what what's its name? Bloom does for their own reactions. All we saw that Bloom makes a bud, but we don't know, like, does Bloom do some kind of damage on top of making the bud? And then Catalyze, we don't know what actually is going on. All we saw was Dendro plus Electro. That's it. That's something I really wish that they would show the numbers for, like when they're doing those like previews. But I get it, they kind of want you to, like, you know, enjoy, figure it out for yourselves once it gets to live, and it's probably for the best. Okay, come on, where is this thing? See if I can find it. Welcome to the wonderful world of Dendro. Images. Useless. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Electro Bloom on top of Electro Charge. I think it's gonna work because you can literally have Hydro and Electro on top of. You can have Hydro and Electro on an enemy at once. So if you throw Dendro on top of that, you're not losing out on Electro Charge. But then all of a sudden you get a Bloom and a Catalyze. You see what I'm saying? And if you just keep kind of going at that cycle, constant Electro application, constant Hydro application, and constant Bloom application. I mean, constant Dendro application. You're going to be creating a lot of Bloom buds, a lot. And every time you use Electro near those Bloom buds are going to be turning into missiles. It's gonna be dope. In my opinion, it's gonna be dope. I don't see it not being good. Okay, let me see if I got it now. The Amazing World of Dendro. Oh, Shiza. I was trying to find this really good graphic I saw earlier today. We'll watch the video too. I just want to. There's some things that Jeff saw earlier that I saw that Jeff used earlier today. Who's the creator?
Definitely the triple reaction thing.
God dang it, I can't find who made this.
Definitely the triple reaction thing.
What kind of website is it?
Nice, sorry.
Okay. Okay.
like petrified,
I think it's in this chat.
but I definitely like blue more than all.
This is it. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. I got it. Give me a sec. I'm gonna just send it to my cell phone. Freaking. Copy link. Okay, then I gotta send it to my dang self on Discord. Okay, perfect. Now I can just open it. Got it. Open link. There we go, much better. Yeah, elemental gauge is going to be a really huge determining factor. Also, it really depends on what characters we get and how, especially for Dendro, and how good their application is. Because we have characters that can provide good electro application. We have characters that can provide good hydro application. The question is, how long until we get good characters for Dendro that have great forms of application? We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so this is what I was looking for, actually. Oops, wrong thing. So, welcome to the amazing world of Dendro. Pyro's gonna be good in relation with Dendro, but it won't be for every Pyro character, in my opinion. Like, Dendro's gonna be good for like basically Pyro characters that don't do a lot of upfront burst damage. Like characters that like Hu Tao or Diluc, who benefit way more off of Vaporize, right? They don't really need Dendro, in my opinion. But in the case of characters like Klee or Yanfei, who have more of a steady flow of damage that isn't really burst health focused, they'll be great with burning. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it really comes down to the character, because the thing is this, Hu Tao doesn't need damage over time from burning. Let's be real, she doesn't. Hu Tao is gonna be like, boom, 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 she's done with you. You don't need to wait for damage over time with burning. You rather just get vaporizes or melts and be done with the character or whoever you're fighting, right? Same with Diluc. But in the case of characters that don't have like access to that heavy burst damage focus, it's really going to be more beneficial to have burning than like really vaporize. Like Klee, she struggles with vaporizing unless you want to run like Xingqiu and Yelan. Or even Yanfei. Yanfei has a few issues with vaping sometimes if you turn up the pyro application. Even Toma's gonna benefit from this, because let's be real, Toma doesn't really do much damage to begin with, but you can play like a HP/EM focused Toma and really, drive up that elemental mastery, and then use Toma with a Dendro character, boom, you got burning, damage over time. So yeah, exactly. So with Hu Tao, don't need any Dendro support. You really don't need Dendro with Hu Tao. Now, again, I'm going to say this. I can't say that 100%, but from what we've seen so far of Dendro, especially since, we know about burning already, even with the Bud, you only get like a little explosion out of Dendro, but that's really, you get like that nice little explosion, but I don't know if that's gonna be like a huge amount of damage or if it's just gonna help, put on more burning. That's gonna be the question. The explosion could be dope. It could be. But the thing is that you also have to remember, Hu Tao isn't really built with EM in mind. Like, not a lot. You know what I mean? I feel like burning is gonna be a lot better for characters that wanna really like hard focus on the EM aspect of it. or just don't have a bunch of damage that they really go like burst heavy. At the end of the day, though, it's really going to be up to the player. I'm not going to say that you can't play Hu Tao with Burning, or I'm not going to say you can't play Hu Tao with Dendro. If you want to play Hu Tao with Dendro, play Hu Tao with Dendro. Hu Tao's so busted, you don't even need an element. Let's be real. Hu Tao's a busted character. You don't need an element to make her good. She's OP. But let's be real. If you want to play with Hydro, play with Hydro. You want to play with Electro, play with Electro. I mean, I see people who play Overload Hu Tao all the time. They love chasing down enemies after they blow them up. You know what I mean? But is it the most viable for Hu Tao? I would probably say no. Because she can end fights so quick that by the time you actually get Burning, like even semi-going, the enemy's dead. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like that. Yeah, okay, so here, when you have the Bloom plus Pyro, when the seed comes into contact with Pyro, it explodes and deals AoE damage. You can see it even in the Yanfei. Let's pull up the video. Let's do that. Subaru preview. Answer 1. Boom. If my thing wants to load. Hold on. Thing's giving me trouble. Page doesn't want to load. Why doesn't it want to load? Okay. There we go. No. We're talking about just Dendro with Hu Tao. We're not talking about Hu Tao plus Hydro plus Dendro. We're just talking about Dendro plus Pyro in the case of Hu Tao. Hu Tao doesn't need Burning. Yo, Ingenuity, what's up?
草元素是原神7元素体系中的最后一块拼图，我们打算用一些更成体系的方式去设计它。在 3.0 版本，我们从一开始便邀请了所有的策划、美术和 IP 部门的同学一起讨论，希望大家可以设计出一个耦合程度更高、理解门槛更低，并且相互之间关联更加紧密的体系。草元素的设计之中，存在着3个关键词，是催化、智慧以及生命。这3个元素设计语言下，它其实是一个符合玩家认知的日常现象。
对 ，this is it。
生命这3个概念主要体现在元素反应、关卡设计以及生命。这3个概念主要体现在元素反应。
Yeah. So Yanfei can cause an explosion with it. I don't doubt that Sumeru's gonna have good music. So, I mean, Lewa had good music, Mondstadt had good music, Inazuma had banger music. Sumeru's probably gonna have good music. I'm not too worried about Sumeru's music. That, if anything, that's like the one thing I think almost all of us can agree upon. That Hoyoverse is good at conducting music. Yeah, I think it might just cause an AoE that triggers burning. That's the thing. I don't know, though. the thing is this, there, like, with the preview, right? With the preview, we saw a lot. We really did. But at the same time, there's still so much that's left in the dark, partially because we still don't know what, like, we know that Dendro plus Hydro does bloom, right? And we know that bloom creates the bud, but does it just create the bud or does it do something else? You know what I mean? And then in the case of Dendro and Electro, we know that it's catalyzed, but we don't really know what the catalyzed reaction entails. You know what I mean? So it's still a bit difficult to really make a call yet. And then also we still have to see like if there's any added benefits to making the bud into an electro missile or making it into an explosive. You know what I mean? Like, is it just damage or does it do some kind of debuff or buff to the, you know what I mean? Or does it even reapply like Dendro or Electro, or like, there's so many questions. There's so many questions that are still left unanswered. And part of the problem is that we didn't get to see the damage numbers and the reactions that were occurring when they were doing the preview. But again, the main reason they do that, honestly, is probably just to like make sure that we don't have everything. You know what I mean? Why is this thing playing the hotel theme like 20,000 times? It's supposed to play all the music. Oh. There's still a lot of possibilities. A lot of possibilities. The problem is we just don't know what they all are. It's kind of still too early to really say. Like, there's already Doom posters. Let's be real. There's Doom posters already. And the Doom posters are like, dang, man, Dendro looks mid. Dendro can't activate with... Oh, you know something, though? I'm actually proud of Hoyoverse for what they did with this. Because they showed Dendro doesn't work with Anemo. That's huge. They showed Dendro doesn't work with Anemo before 2.8. At first I was worried. I was sitting there like, why are they showing this before patch 2.8? But with this information, some people might not get Kazuha. To grow on the rice field? So yeah. This actually does show a lot. Like, I think the reason they showed the Dendro reactions is that people don't go into getting Kazuha thinking that he's going to help Dendro. You know what I mean? I think Dendro just doesn't work with Anemo. I'm not saying you can't have them on the same team, but Anemo can't buff Dendro. It seems like, because it doesn't seem like Dendro has a reaction with it. Let's be real, if Dendro doesn't have a reaction with Anemo, then it's in the same case as Geo. They just don't work together. That's all there is to it. I'm not saying that maybe Anemo can move the buds. I don't know if those buds are going to be something you can move, but you can't swirl it. You can't VV it. I imagine it should. It's still technically pyro damage, right? Burning is still technically pyro damage. So yeah, it should. I mean, the good thing is that Anemo's not like useless. It's just that you can't run just a team of Anemo and just a team of Dendro. Like, you can't run 2 Anemo and 2 Dendro characters and really get reactions going unless you bring in a third source. like if you like you were saying, like let's say you use Kazuha's field, right? And you use Kazuha's burst, you swirl pyro. You have 200 EM, and you have, let's say it's C2 Kazuha, sorry. Let's say it's C2 Kazuha. So you have 200 EM, and you now have pyro all over the place. So then you bring in your Dendro character. You drop Dendro on the enemy. Boom. They can take like the 200 EM, and then they can take the pyro that's been applied to enemies with their Dendro, and boom, burning. The burning should do more damage because it is still technically a pyro reaction. So you should see increased damage from the VV shred. Not to mention, you could take the 200 EM from Kazuha when you triggered it, and burning should do more damage. So in that aspect, burning can work with Anemo. But if you're looking for Anemo to directly swirl burning, it doesn't work. That's what it seems to be. No. I'm not saying that they're doing this to push people to get C2 Kazuha. By them showing this, a lot of people aren't going to go into getting Kazuha or aren't going to go into getting Kazuha under the assumption that Anemo is going to work with Dendro. Because a lot of people are debating even skipping Kazuha to go get a Dendro character when it finally releases. So at least Hoyoverse is giving them the information that they need to know now. It's like, okay, do you want to get Kazuha now, but then end up playing a lot of Dendro-based reactions in the future and not really get to use your Kazuha? Or do you want to, it really is just, they're giving them the power to like be informed. That's what's really important. Oh no, Sucrose does get a lot of value because she can give EM. EM is busted. Let's just be real. EM's busted. So like if you want to do like burning, you can still do burning. You just swirl pyro. Also, that's another thing. That's actually a good team. I didn't even think about that. Thank you. So you can do like, let's say you do a team like double Dendro, Sucrose, Klee. Let's say that's your team. Boom. Double Dendro, Sucrose, Klee. That's actually a good idea. Dang, Anemo actually does work pretty well with this. Okay, so double Dendro, Sucrose, Klee, right? You have... Sucrose can't swirl the Dendro. She can't. She can't swirl the Dendro. So, when you're doing burning on enemies, right? You don't have to worry about Sucrose, like, swirling the wrong thing. She can only swirl the pyro. So you put, burning... Or before you even do like anything with burning, you could just apply pyro real quick. Boom, boom, swirl with Sucrose, right? Reduce the resistance. Apply more pyro to enemies if they're around. Not to mention you're giving EM to your team. If you C6, you're even giving some elemental damage, right? Boom, you did all that. Now you just come in with your Dendro characters. Bow. Drop some Dendro on there. Boom. Your burning should be doing more damage because resistance shred and the EM bonus. So that would increase the reaction damage. Not to mention that Sucrose, the elemental damage bonus also. Boom. Oh, bro. That's kind of genius. That's kind of dope. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I can see that. I can see that. That actually sounds dope. Yeah. Yeah, no buff from the, yeah. The thing is this, I'm not too worried about cryo because if burning works how we think it will, right? Cryo won't be able to take it off very easily without some decent application. Which means reverse melt for cryo characters, especially Ganyu. Now, at the end of the day, we still have to wait and see what the aura gauges are and how Dendro, like how fast the burning might, you know, I don't even know how burning works. Like, I don't know if it reapplies pyro or does it just extend the aura. Yeah, so we still have to wait and see how that exactly goes down. So cryo can still benefit off of burning quite easily. They said in 3.0. No, these are the two reactions that they were talking about. These are the two reactions they're talking about. I don't think we're getting anything else. Yeah, they didn't say they're adding 2 more. These are the 2 reactions. They said they're adding 2 more reactions to the Dendro element, which is Catalyze and Bloom. That's what we get. The thing about Dendro, though, is that while they only have technically 3 elements it can react with, Dendro has a second layer to its reactions through this bud system. Yo, what's up, Yoshi? So this bud system is actually huge for Dendro because it gives it a little bit more depth in its gameplay. That's the thing. Dendro has, like, how can I say it? Most of our elements are just one layer, you know? They do the reaction, boom, it's done. But in the case of Dendro, it has another layer thanks to this bloom where it creates the bud. So it has a bit more variation in its potential for reactions. It's gonna be interesting though. I don't think they're gonna add any more reactions. Personally, I don't think they're gonna add any more reactions. But hey, who knows? I might be wrong, but from what I read when I was, like, you know, watching the thing, it seemed like it was just these 2 added on top of burning, and then the bud creates a little bit more uniqueness to it. I mean, they don't really have to say the final 2, though. But, hey, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. At the end of the day, we'll know by 3.0, you know? But this is what we have so far, so best to plan around this. Personally, though, I think Electrocharge... Yeah, I just use I'm literally stuck with the closed captions. Whatever the closed captions said, that's what I go with. Anyway, let's talk about so I see Electrocharge being pretty good. It's really just going to come down to application speed, in my opinion, for Electrocharge. And burning, you can definitely do like a burning Anemo Dendro comp. In the case of trying to run Pyro and Hydro with Dendro, I feel like that might be counterproductive. Because while you're trying to vaporize, I feel like you're going to be putting out the burning on enemies. Sure, you'll probably make a bunch of blooms, which you can, you know, blow up with Pyro. But I feel like the fact that you, like, I guess if you're okay with the fact that you'll be putting out burning as fast as you put it on, but you get to create a bunch of blooms, then it's a win-win because you get the bloom explosions, which is dope. It really just comes down to how much damage are the bloom explosions. Yep, streaming on YouTube today. With the Raiden team, with Kazuha, would Dendro even fit? Oh, sorry. In the case of Raiden Shogun, okay, so let's say you have Catalyze, right? Let's say you put, okay, let's say for the Raiden Shogun team, you do let's say Kuki Shinobu, Dendro, Kazuha, and Raiden. Let's say that's your team, right? Let's say Kuki Shinobu. The thing is this. I don't know exactly at the end of the day when live comes how Catalyze works. But if Catalyze does end up doing something where it improves your damage, right? You can have like an EM bot in being Kuki Shinobu, right? So Kuki Shinobu can be the one who maybe causes the reaction, and then let's say it improves your electro damage because you did it with Dendro. Raiden Shogun can capitalize off of that. Not to mention, you can still use Kazuha, especially if he has like C2. He can give extra EM to the party, which means more EM for Kuki Shinobu when she's doing the reaction. Not to mention, he can only swirl Electro because that's all you have available to him. So he'll swirl Electro, so that's extra Electro damage bonus. That could work. Now, is it going to be worth it? I don't know. But it could work. In theory. That's true. The thing is this, we don't have all the answers yet. Brian, we don't know everything yet. That's part of the problem. We only have like the surface level stuff. Until we actually get into the game, see how much EM affects these things, see what the actual reactions are for Bloom and Catalyze, see if there's any bonus effects for using these buds. Until we get to see like everything, our understanding is still incomplete of Dendro. I think that's important to know. We can discuss it all we want today, but at the end of the day, we won't know what exactly is true until it's live. True, there's no Dendro swirl for like main DPS Dendro characters. I can understand that, but it seems like in the place of giving them like, you know, access to VV and everything, you have like these Bloom, you have like this Bloom, you have this Catalyze, not to mention you have the buds that are made from Bloom, which can be at like, you know, on top. So like, let's say you get a Dendro character and you put Xingqiu on them and you have a Zhongling Pyronado. Let's say you have that. Let's say you have a Dendro character, Xingqiu, Zhongling Pyronado, right? In the case of the Dendro character, they'll be able to produce blooms. After producing the blooms, they'll probably put way too much hydro on the enemy that the burning won't take effect, right? So you got a bunch of bloom buds being made around you near this enemy. So then you have Pyronado going around and then causing those bloom buds to explode. Those explosions help create, those explosions can possibly vaporize. I don't know how that's gonna work. And that's the thing, we're still speaking in possibilities. We don't know. I don't know how the aura gauge is going to work with Dendro. I don't know if it's going to be 2 U's, 1 U, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how much Pyro is going to take off of the Dendro gauge. I don't know how much Hydro is going to take off the Dendro gauge. You know what I mean? There's still so much that we don't really know. It might just be one-to-one reactions. Might not be similar to like Hydro and Pyro or like Pyro and Cryo. You know what I mean? Also, trigger order might matter. Man, I've been asking for some Dendro MC stuff. I'm finally glad that Hoyoverse delivered. I've been trying to see some Dendro MC. The Q looks like it's something deployable, so it's gonna be dope. It seems like the Dendro MC's burst, which is that Q, is deployable. That right there. So it seems this is deployable. Now, my thing is this. I figure that it's gonna act similarly to the mushrooms that we were seeing when they were showing off like the mushrooms acting with like different elements, similar to the enemies too. So I think it's gonna be something like you hit it with like pyro, hydro, or electro, and it's gonna have different effects depending on what you hit it with. Similar to like how they were showing it. Certain Dendro enemies have different effects when you hit them with one of those three elements, and also how different puzzles in the environment make use of interactions between those three as well. Summon a tree. The Dendro Archon just summons a tree, and then we just skip around the tree, and we get an insane EM buff or something. That's another thing, man. What's the Dendro resonance? What's the Dendro resonance? That's what I want to know. I'm very interested. Honestly, it seems like it might. If I had to guess, I would bet EM. At first, I was like Team HP, but I think EM. I could definitely see the Dendro resonance doing something with EM. I think that would be perfect. Because think about it, if EM's gonna matter so much anyway, running double Dendro, getting an EM bonus for your team, boom. That helps your teams out so much. So you can still have like your DPS, but they have a bit of EM so they can make use of the Dendro reactions better, you know? It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. I think it's definitely gonna be dope though. I think it's gonna be a dope time. There's so much potential. You got an Electro Regis fine though.
草元素是原
Oh, hold up. You guys see that? Isn't this the Traveler's thing? This ring. This might be the Traveler's. I think that's his Q that's deployed. But what's this? What's this flower to the side? Yo, what's up, Joshua? What's that flower, though? Ooh, now I'm interested. That flower might be dope. That flower might be dope. Oh, I'm interested now. Yo, Sumeru got me messed up. Okay, maybe that flower belongs to the boss, actually. I see it off to the side. Dang it. Yeah, it was off to the side. I saw it. I think it's
草元素是原
Regis.
神7元素体系中的最后一块拼图。我们打算用一些更成体系的方式，以及场景机制当中，它们之间也有非常紧密的彼此联系。
Looks like it's gonna be fun getting around Sumeru though.
关卡设计以及场景机制当中，它们之间也有非常紧密的彼此联系。
Okay. Why do I feel like Sumeru, just to explore it, we are going to have a Dendro character, an Electro character, a Pyro character, and a Hydro character to properly explore Sumeru? I don't really like the idea of like forcing us onto a whole team comp just to explore. But it feels like that's what Sumeru's gonna do, at least exploration-wise. Because it seems like a lot of these environmental puzzles and stuff is going to require having access to all the elements. Yeah, because of the state changing. Like, let's be real. It's going to be annoying, like, having to switch your character every few minutes because of that. Yeah. I feel like Sumeru's going to force us onto, like, that team a bit. Also, what do you guys think of that? The whole drop thing.
通过使用水、
Like an enemy state
煤
affecting
等
the
元素与
drop.
之交互，
What do you guys think
可
of
以让
that?
它们在不同的状态之间发生转换，从而产生不同的互动效果。在怪物的生态性上，我们也做了类似的尝试。根据自身所处的环境和受到的元素效果不同，怪物会在不同的状态间来回转换。除了攻击方式会发生变化以外，在特定的状态下击败它们，还能获得罕见的特殊材料。
I don't know how like that's true. But can you imagine how much of a pain it's gonna be farming though, Zynex, because of that? Because it's gonna be like, hey, don't kill this enemy unless they're in this state or something. Because like, imagine when you're farming like your weapon mats or something, and you're like, oh, I need the inactivated fungal nucleus, or I need the dormant fungal nucleus. You know what I mean? I guess that's fair. It does kind of force you to think about what you're doing instead of just running in and bulldozing everything. It's like, oh, shoot, let me make sure I kill them when they're in the state. Honestly, I feel like Dendro, the thing is this, if you ask me, Cryo's busted, right? I know a lot of people are not happy with Dendro potentially not working with Cryo, but let's be real, Cryo's busted. Yo, what's up, Club? Cryo's busted. Oh, clips, might be clipped. Cryo's busted. It has access to freeze. It has one of the best artifact sets ever. Not to mention its resonance with its artifact set is stupid. It's OP. So the fact that Cryo doesn't have a direct reaction, in my opinion, is honestly kind of Gucci. But they still benefit because of burning, right? Then I kind of feel bad for Geo though, because Geo Crystallize sucks. I'm sorry, Crystallize sucks. And Geo's forced to be on an island by itself. And then in the case of Anemo, let's be real, man. I'm glad Dendro kind of pushes Anemo a bit, because almost all teams have Anemo if they're not a Geo team. Let's be real. Almost all teams have Anemo if they're not Geo. So it's kind of good that Anemo kind of gets phased out for something. Also, Anemo's busted just because of VV. It's not even really, like, the characters are busted, don't get me wrong, but the VV set is insane. Now, does it suck for Dendro characters because they're not going to have access to that, you know, VV, you know, shred plus like Kazuha buffing or no, yeah, it does suck. I can agree with that. But that just means that we'll have to come up with other alternatives for getting our Dendro characters where they need to be. So in the case of maybe Dendro will have a character like that reduces Dendro resistance, you know, or Zhongli. Zhongli might be dope for Dendro, because don't forget, Zhongli has an Omni Shred. He can shred every element, even Dendro. So Zhongli is still going to be dope. You know what I mean? If anything, it kind of helps balance the meta, in my opinion, because Anemo's super prevalent and Cryo's super strong. The only thing that sucks is that Geo's still left on its island. Your physical Rosari. I mean, we can't really say that yet. We have to wait and see, Divine. We have to wait and see. We can't really say that yet. We don't know what Dendro really has to offer. We'll have to wait and see. But I do expect Dendro to be pretty dope. I don't think that's uncalled for. I think Dendro's gonna be dope. I think Dendro's going to be interesting due to the fact that it just changes things up. And the thing is this, it's not like I don't think Dendro's gonna come in and like shake the meta to the point where like you have to run Dendro on everything. No. I think what Dendro's going to do is just make teams way more interesting. Not to mention, it's gonna add other avenues. I'm not saying that all the Dendro reactions are gonna be like meta defining, breaking the game. No. Some of them might suck. Let's be real. But I feel like there's at least gonna be like 1 or 2 team comps that are gonna be pretty good. So we just kind of add them to the bulk of team comps that are up there. I don't want Dendro Wolves. More enemies with shields? Using vines and we can burn. Yo, like rooting enemies? That would be dope. That would be dope. Being able to root enemies? Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope, man. Let me switch back. I don't know, man. I think Dendro's gonna be lit, though. I think we're gonna have a good time. I mean, write it. People are already doom posting. People are already doom posting, so you're not wrong. They've already started. It's crazy. Like, I already saw somebody doom posting. They're like, dang, man, I can't believe Dendro doesn't work with Anemo. This is BS. I'm sitting there like, Anemo kind of busted. You know what's funny though? Nobody is talking about the fact that Hydro is basically like the lifeblood of like so many teams. Like, think about it. Electrocharge, Hydro's there. Vaporize, Hydro's there. Freeze, Hydro's there. And now, freaking Dendro is doing this whole bloom mechanic. Guess what? Hydro's there. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that. If anything, Hydro is like the lifeblood of so many teams. So many team comps depend on Hydro. Hydro is lifeblood for so many. Hydro's OP. But nobody talks about Hydro. Because the thing about Hydro, the thing is this. The thing about Hydro is that Hydro stays in the background. Hydro's not up front and center. Hydro's not out there like trying to, do the most. It's just out there doing its thing. It is the universal solvent. Oh, man. Okay, the thing is this. Burning isn't insane. If I can share my opinion. As a pyro main, right? Damage over time is good. But it's not useful for every pyro character. Like I said, Hu Tao. You guys have seen her. She can destroy enemies within seconds. She doesn't need damage over time to do damage. You know what I mean? She just needs give her a good burst vaporize or a good burst melt, or just let her charge attack vaporize and enemies are down in seconds. You know what I mean? So what is damage over time really gonna do for her? Nothing. Like, and a few extra ticks of like what, 3 or 4k? Girls hitting like 80k. Easy. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it doesn't add up, but Yeah, she does not need that AoE. You want to know how you make Hu Tao do AoE? It's called apply cryo burst. Done. Everything's dead. No AoE needed. No extra AoE needed. Nah, real talk. Don't. At the end of the day, don't get me wrong. If you want to play Hu Tao with burning, play Hu Tao with burning. If you want to play Hu Tao with, the buds and blowing shit up, blow shit up. I'm not gonna tell you how to play your game, but if you're trying to be efficient, she doesn't need it. You know what I mean? Yeah, we still don't know what they all scale off of. That's true. Not to mention, we still don't know what the bonus effects might be for some of them. We don't know if the Electro Missile applies Dendro and Electro when it hits an enemy for more Catalyze. We don't know if it has some extra bonus effect where it's okay, after the bud hits the enemy, boom. I'm out here giving 10% elemental damage bonus. We don't know. There's still so much we don't know. This was literally only surface level. That's all it was. It was literally only surface level. Yoimiya, in my opinion, doesn't really need burning, but at the same time, I don't think it's not okay, because Yoimiya's not really she's still she'll mow down an enemy, but she's not doing it in the same fashion as Hu Tao, where Hu Tao's just doing a bunch of heavy hits. Yoimiya's a lot of hits in a really short span. You know what I mean? Still single target beast, but I don't know. It's gonna be tougher to say for Yoimiya. I really think it's gonna come down to testing and just building a preference. That's another thing about Genshin. It doesn't really matter how you play your characters as long as you're really having fun, because once you invest in them enough, you're gonna be able to beat the content. It's not a big deal. So honestly, just play how you want at the end of the day. We're discussing it now and we're just talking about what's viable / seems like it's gonna be OP / really good. But at the end of the day, if you want to play Hu Tao with Dendro and do burning. You know what I mean? Yeah, Zhang Ling might be dope with burning, actually. In my opinion, Klee is a really big go-to for burning, because Klee has a lot of issues vaporizing unless you want to run Xingqiu and Yelan. So I think somebody like Klee with burning is going to be really, really good, because Klee doesn't have an insane amount of damage that she drops at a certain instance, but she can provide so much firepower to so many enemies. It's ridiculous. So burning might be really good for her, because think about it. Let's say we get a character with you could do a team like this: Venti, double Dendro, Klee, right? So let's say you Venti, bring them all together, in the circle, right? After you apply some pyro, and then you just drop a Dendro field under them or whatever. Boom, you got burning going on while they're getting swirled up in the the little pyro ball that Klee made, and then Klee's out there throwing jumpy dumpties on them with her freaking sparks and splash on. You know what I mean? So you got a bunch. You can do some really cool stuff, I think, with Dendro and burning, because Klee is one of the best characters when it comes to mowing down multiple enemies at once. That's the cool thing about Klee. She can handle multiple enemies at once. She's really good at that. There's a certain leaked pyro character, and I'm praying for her to be decent. Her design is one of my favorites in the game. If the character sucks, then I'll be really, really sad. Man, whatever that character... you already know I'm gonna C6 that character. I'm not gonna say more than that. Toma will be useful. Toma will gain a lot more value from burning than trying to do vaporize and stuff, because You can build like an EM focused Toma if you want to. You don't even have to do too much EM, just a little bit of EM. You build like an EM Toma, then let's say you have a Dendro character that's like your main DPS. Toma can provide that character not only a shield, but pyro application. So that character, you know, they're doing their Dendro thing, and then they have that pyro application coming in while Toma's off field, and it's doing burning. Boom. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential. I think Sumer's gonna be interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. There's a lot of potential though, guys. A lot. Speaking of which, hold on, give me a sec. I need to call my cousin real quick and see if he's cool with me coming at 3:30. 1 second, cut me.
Some days it cries in secret all alone, over again and over again. Always him and his shadow. He tries, though luck's not on his side. But if he just believes, that's all our hero really needs. He'll wield his sword to fight.
I already built R5 Catan. Yeah, I have an R5 Catan Spear too, Zynex. You already know I have one too. So yeah, that's gonna be dope for Toma. That would be really cool, because then I could use Toma as like a Dendro character support. Yeah, Toma's Pyro Shield will be useful. And it'll have increased resistance to the... Yeah, Alex. Ooh, Alex. Alex with the... Ooh. Dante, what's up? What's poppin'? Alex with the smarts out here. That Pyro Shield do make sense. Yo. That's kind of smart. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, Toma will protect us from the burning with the shield. That's actually dope. Yeah. Okay, Toma. Okay. So we can do burning all we want without having to worry about it. And the best part is that our shield will have increased resistance to fire. So nice. Okay. Good way of thinking about it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I already have a build for him done. My Toma's done. I have him with like I think it's like 60 something crit rate, 120 crit damage. It's a Catan Spear with 4-piece Crimson Witch. Boom, done. He has like, I think he has like 23k HP. Don't need a bunch. You see, that's the beauty of the Catan Spear though, Zynex. Also having C6 Toma, so I have the thing that gives him a refund on his burst. A bit. Yeah, but we don't talk about that. Okay, man. I'm gonna have to call it here because I still need to get ready. Burning Xinyan, yeah, you could do it. But the thing is that with Xinyan, she's more focused on like the physical damage aspect of combat. Even her shield's okay, but yeah, I mean you could, but I feel like Toma would just be the better choice between them. Like Xinyan's just better when it comes to physical damage aspects. Like Xinyan's actually not a bad physical damage support or physical damage dealer if you want her to be the DPS. But it really comes down to preference at that point. I mean, Bennett's still Bennett, so whatever he does doesn't really matter because he's just going to be broken to broken. So Yanfei can definitely benefit. Another thing is I'm wondering if there's going to be some of these characters that are really playing heavy to the Dendro reaction aspects too. That's going to be interesting. Thunder Soother boosts electro damage. So it should boost transformative reaction. Yeah, it should. It should increase the damage of the reaction. It should. Diluc works. Yeah, Diluc works. Even though, in my opinion, Diluc is better with Vaporize. But you can definitely do him burning. In my opinion, Diluc's better with Vaporize / Melt. Because he's one of the few characters that can actually like weave in a really good Melt combo too. Like, Diluc's Melt team comps actually aren't horrid. Yo, Kokomi is about to make everything bloom. Kokomi about to make everything bloom. Oh man. Anyway, that's about it from me today. I want to go get ready and head out. But yeah, I got some stuff I need to do today. But we will be discussing this more. I'll probably make a follow-up video on this and share some of my thoughts and opinions and ideas of the element. You know, share a few of the findings that you guys have shared with me. Some of the insight. I think it'll be interesting to make a video out of it and just compile it. But yeah, guys, thank you for coming by the stream. I know I usually don't stream on YouTube, but I didn't really have a hangout planned for today, so I figured let's just talk about Dendro for today. But yeah. Oh, if Bennett dies from burning, he dies from burning. All right. Go see Thor: Love and Thunder. I need to see that, actually. I heard it was mid, though. We'll see, we'll see. But that's not what I'm doing today. I have something else planned. Anyway, until next time, embers, keep burning bright. Take it easy. Yada, yada. You know, the good stuff. Oh, I didn't show you guys yet. Some official Genshin merch. The Brutal lamp. Oh, wait. Can I don't see it. Brutal lamp, bro. Lights up. It's glorious. It's a night lamp. Anyway. Take it easy. Keep burning bright embers. Until next time. Latom. Alright. See you.